Washington Common Council meeting, October 25th, 2021, 6:30 council chambers. Can we have a moment of silence for our veterans and our COVID-19 victims, please? Okay, thank you. Can we have Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilman Lunsford.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Gress.
Here.
Councilman Campton.
Here.
Councilman Emmons.
Here.
Councilman Showalter.
Here.
Councilman Dahl is absent.
Okay. All right. Approval of the minutes of the October 12th meeting 2021 in front of you. Any questions or concerns about the minutes from the last meeting?
Make a motion to approve them as written.
Okay, Councilman Gress makes a motion to approve as written. Councilman Showalter seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Abstain.
Abstained. Okay, thank you, Councilman Emmons. Presentation of the claims in front of you tonight. Any questions on the claims or any?
I have one, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Okay.
But it's ISC. It says solar inspection. We're getting a few people putting in solar panels in their houses.
Yes.
I figure that's what it's
yes,
for.
we had another.
Yeah.
I know one came through recently again.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Other than
I haven't heard a lot of information on it, but I know there was one requested.
We're actually charging the customer for that amount.
I thought we was, but
And
I
then basically we're passing it on to them.
I just wanted to clarify it
Yeah.
for that field out there because it shouldn't be nothing for that.
Exactly.
Was it a $500?
Yes.
I seeing nothing else. I
Okay.
recommend they go to the board of works.
Okay, Councilman Emmons makes a motion to send them to the Board of Works for final approval.
Second.
Councilman Brown seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Comments from the members of the public other than what's on the agenda tonight? Okay, hearing none. We'll move on to resolutions. Reading of resolution number 11-2021, authorizing a transfer of funds from two separate major classifications.
I'll make a motion to read that.
Councilman Campton makes a motion to read this resolution.
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tim?
All right, resolution number 11-2021, that the common council contemplating the meeting of certain emergencies does hereby consider and determine to expend and to transfer certain funds from two separate major classifications of the published budget of said city of Washington for 2021 to another major classification, that fund being 209 edit from $640, or I'm sorry, 640.020 edit police ERT equipment, $1,700 to 320.020 edit police ERT operating supplies, $1,700. The total fund transfer then is $1,700. And also Fund 401 CCI from Section 690 CCI other capital outlays, $1,800 to 460 CCI repairs and maintenance, $1,800 for total fund transfer there of $1,800. This resolution shall be in force and effect from and after its passage, passed in council this 25th day of October 2021.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, just a real fast description of what it is.
On the $1,700 one, we had $1,700 in the edit fund earmarked for the police for ERT equipment. And it's in the 600s, but we needed to change, instead of equipment, it was actually operating supplies. So we changed it from that to that, and then we're paying the bill tonight. The CCI is, it was in capital outlays. We had $1,800 in there. We transferred it to repairs and maintenance, and that money was used to paint the light poles on Main Street.
Yeah. light poles down Main Street, you know, that we had them painted and I took care of that. I felt like it's, you know, city's responsibility. Yeah, they, yeah. Yeah, they do look a lot better.
Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
make a motion to approve?
Okay, Councilman Campbell makes a motion to approve, and second by Councilman Lunsford. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, okay. This motion will be adopted then, this resolution. Okay, I had to stop and see where I was at. Ordinance. A, final reading of ordinance number 21-2021.
I'll make a motion to read that by title only.
Okay, Councilman Kempton makes a motion to read by title only.
Seconded.
Second by Councilman Showalter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tim?
Ordinance number 21-2021, an ordinance amending tapping fees in section 54.20F of the Washington Code of Ordinances.
Okay, any questions? Or
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Councilman Kempton makes a motion to approve. Councilman Gress seconds. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lunsford,
Aye.
Councilman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Gress,
Aye.
Councilman Campton,
Aye.
Councilman Emmons,
I can vote on that even though I wasn't for the first reading, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Aye. I mean, I got the paperwork already.
Councilman Dahl is absent, and Councilman Showalter.
Aye.
Okay. Yeah, okay, this ordinance will be in full force. All right, introduction of ordinance 22-2022.
I'll make a
Should
motion.
be 2021, sorry about that.
Oh, yes, I just noticed that too, when you said.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Read it.
Councilman Campton makes a motion to read this ordinance, second by Councilman Emmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tim?
Ordinance number 22-2021, an ordinance amending certain provisions contained in the Washington Code of Ordinances, section 155. Whereas the Washington City Plan Commission has recommended revised definitions in section 155.006 of the Washington Code of Ordinances, and whereas the commission has further recommended changes in section 155.043 of the Washington Code of Ordinances regarding the maximum square footage of accessory buildings, and whereas the commission has recommended additions to section 155.043 regarding agricultural accessory buildings, and further recommended a reduction of required road frontage in table 2 of said section. Now therefore the Common Council of the City of Washington, Indiana ordains as follows. 1, the recommendations of the City Plan Commission shall be adopted. 2, definition in section 155.006 of the Washington Code of Ordinances shall be amended as shown in attached Exhibit A. 3, the maximum square footage of accessory buildings shall be amended to 1,200 square feet as illustrated in Exhibit B. 4, subparagraph D as contained in Exhibit C shall be added to section 155.043 regarding agricultural accessory building. And 5, table 2 of the development standards summary contained in the Washington zoning code shall reflect a reduction in the required road frontage in box 2 of the ag classification from 150 feet to 75 feet. All other setbacks will still apply. This ordinance shall take effect immediately upon passage, approved and adopted by the Common Council on the blank day of blank 2021.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments about this ordinance?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. We've got,
soup, wasn't it?
I was gonna ask myself, okay, we got two gentlemen here, John and Don, you can also speak because you're part of the planning commission, but John, you wanna speak on this?
Yeah, so this all stems from us discovering over a year ago that we had about 198 or so properties that didn't have a zoning classification on them. Essentially, all of the ground inside the 2 mile, once the 2 mile actually got into roads and actually property lines, these just got missed over the last couple of years. And so we had a few people come in and they wanted to build or do some modifications to their homes or buildings, and they really didn't have a zone. So it's kind of hard to put any quantitative numbers to them if they really didn't have a zone. So we spent the greater part of this year and in the summer, everybody now has a zone. And without those 198 or so properties, about 160 plus are zoned ag. And again, they're all in the 2 mile. Nothing really surrounds the city limits, so to speak. It's more towards the east, far west towards the river, and a few southeast. But it's more along the lines, to go back to where he first started, the section 155.043. When I first got here, we typically have been using the 1,200 square foot max as a guide. Okay, so now with the addition, this 1,200 square feet is for non-ag related buildings, such as, you know, your own garage out back, so to speak, in a non-ag related zone. So now this language is just actually in here. It was kind of always, you know, I never did find it in the book, but, so we've been using that, so that didn't change. It's more a definition thing. So when he talks about the 155.006, and then the newest 043 agricultural accessory building, the building itself is going to pertain to ag zones only. Because the 1,200 square foot building on any type of ag property and ag-related products really just doesn't give you much. It's just not very big. You know, you couldn't get equipment in a 10-foot sidewall building. So we increased those, and you know, we kind of went with about 6 different things that would make it. So they basically can go from a 30 by 40 building, now they can make a 50 by 60. It can have an 18-foot sidewall, which would allow them to get the bigger farm equipment, a combine through there, and have a max of 30-foot peak comparative to the 1,200 square foot building that's non-ag related. But everything with this new big building has to be ag related. It can't be, okay, I just want it for my camper. Okay, so this all has to be ag related, specified to those ag zones that we just put a zone on this. So it kind of gives the
So
farmer.
it's not just ag related, it has to be in an ag zone.
Ag related and ag zone,
Okay.
yes, yes. Yeah, so, you know, you're not gonna see these, great big buildings popping up, you know, right next to town, without permission from the BZA. You know, this allows them to go ahead and build a bigger building for their equipment, for their ag-related business, whether it be, you know, boarding of horses or, you know, any type of cattle, farming, crops, whatever. This allows them to go ahead and proceed with their business without having to come in front of the BZA, because you know, we're not gonna stop an ag business. We don't wanna hold up progress. And so this kind of gives it a more definitive leeway in their zones, though. Yeah, of the 198 properties, 30 of them, this would not qualify.
So what was the reason in the shortening of the frontage?
Okay, that's a good point. So in the ag, it requires 150 feet of road frontage. So once we zone all these properties that are out in that 2 mile, we have a lot of people right now selling off little chunks of this ground. Where the field used to be 8-10 acres big, well now it's down to 6 acres, but they have a long lane that goes behind them, and they got plenty of acreage in the back, but the road frontage is very small. So taking it from 150 to 75 still allows these people to, you know, build a home, build a small garage, you know, build this building without, again, having to come in front of the BZA, because they have 6 acres, they can get a septic back there, and they're just coming in front of the BZA for a simple, hey, I don't have enough of road frontage. So it kind of allows those people to still proceed, not hang them up, and really there's no issue. And we've had a few of those pop up since we've zoned them.
But this is for all, or is just for the new zoning, the new parts you zoned? Or is this for any existing?
The road frontage would be at time of passage from here on out, yeah. Just for the ag zone.
Ag zone.
Just for the ag zone. Yeah. Yeah, everything we did was pertaining to the majority of those new zoned properties.
Yeah.
One of the problems we found is, as far as definition and things like that, there was simply nothing in the ordinance that spoke to barns, and things like that. So, the definition for livestock is very cursory. It can be interpreted a lot of different ways. We've had, since the annexation, we've had people asking for cattle barns east of town, barn west of town, horse barn to the southwest of town. You know, they're ag-related. You just can't put a barn, make it worthwhile, 1,200 square feet. So that's why agriculture is accessory building. And it doesn't have to have a house on there, you know,
Right.
3 acres, you can build a barn.
And then the application of this bigger building, though being an ag-related business inside the building, it would not require a state design release from the state of Indiana. All ag-related buildings and businesses are exempted from needing a state design release. So that was another reason why we went a little bit over.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, hearing none, this ordinance will be up for adoption at the next council meeting. Moving on, introduction of ordinance number 23-2021.
I'll make a motion to read that.
Councilman
ordinance.
Kempton makes a motion to read this ordinance. Second by Councilman Showalter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tim?
Ordinance number 23-2021, an ordinance amending section 35.04 of the Washington Code of Ordinances. Whereas section 35.04 of the Washington Code of Ordinances has for many years permitted the use of credit cards by most department heads to conduct city business. And whereas paragraph C of this section has specifically capped credit card limits to $2,500. And whereas it has become necessary for some department heads to arrange training and lodging for their employees, which on occasion might exceed this limit. Now therefore be it ordained by the Washington Common Council that upon approval by both the mayor and the city clerk treasurer, certain department heads may be permitted to seek higher credit limits in order to accommodate the training and lodging expenses within a specified department. Any such credit limit increase should be requested by the pertinent department head in writing and shall be approved by the mayor and clerk treasurer in writing on a case-by-case basis. This ordinance shall take full force and effect immediately upon passage, approved and adopted by the Common Council on the blank day of blank 2021.
Okay, any questions or comments?
That was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, we've ran into a few instances. We don't have all the departments. We only have 1 or 2 departments this would come into play with, and we both think it's very, you know, and it's minimal money. I mean, from 25, a lot of times we're only talking maybe moving up to 3,500. And one particular department only wants to move up to 3,000. Just the 2,500, been that way for, well, I was department head for 13 years, so it's been that way for a while. But some cases, so this gives us the opportunity to adjust those. Not all the time, but just when needed. And we only have 2 departments right now that we feel like it's needed at.
This one particular department sends multiple people at a time to training, and they have had to use their own credit cards. And
I take it we had it capped, that's why we need this one.
Right.
Yes, yes, we had it at
We
25.
can't raise it
Yes,
into the ordinance, but now we can.
yeah, yeah, and and it don't work well when they use another credit card for this. You know, it just don't work very well when that person's not there with them.
So I know I had issues when I was department head.
Yeah.
I'd have to get with Anita and we would
Yeah.
try to use her card for some and mine.
That's what's been going on.
Yeah, and it's just it don't work well. I mean, it's better doing it this way, and they can't do it without both of our approvals. But any other questions on this? If not, this ordinance will be up for adoption next council meeting. Okay, introduction of ordinance number 24-2021.
I'll make a motion to read that.
Councilman Kempton makes a motion to read this ordinance. Councilman Gress seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Tim?
Ordinance number 24-2021, an ordinance amending ordinance number 19-2021 regarding compensation of firefighters for the year 2022. Whereas the Common Council of the City of Washington adopted and approved ordinance number 19-2021 on October 12, 2021, and whereas paragraph 7 of said ordinance stated that a firefighter who is called in to fight a fire when it is not his regular hours to work shall be paid at a set rate based on rank, which is in addition to his overtime rate. And whereas the language in this paragraph should have included not only call-ins to fight fires, but should also have included all call-in emergencies. Now therefore, it is ordained that the language in paragraph 7 of ordinance number 19-2021 shall be amended to include the words, quote, or for any and all call-in emergencies, end quote, after the words, quote, to fight a fire, end quote, and before the words, quote, in the line of duty, end quote. The remainder of ordinance 19-2021 shall remain unchanged, approved and adopted by the Common Council on the blank day of blank 2021. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon passage.
Okay. Questions? You know, this is just something that we do more in the fire service. We do some rope rescue and stuff like that. We had a rope rescue incident where we had guys called in off duty to go do this, or GPC, and yeah, our ordinance reads, you know, call in fires. And now since we do more, we have more than, and it'll just be, if someone comes in and mans the station, though, it'll just be time and a half for that person. But if the person goes to the scene to fight for an emergency, then they get the call-in pay, which is more than time and a half. It's like 2.5 times the regular pay went on. And it don't happen very often. Most time we only have 6 or 8 call-ins a year. But we only have maybe one, or, well, we had one this year, but we don't have those other emergencies that often. But this cleans that up and allows us to pay those individuals for those other emergencies.
So were you able to pay them for that, or will you be able to back pay them once we approve those?
I don't think we can. I don't think we can go back and
And they knew
change last year's, but this is perspective.
This is for next year.
Right.
And then they probably Steve took care of this one particular incident, but with that person, you know, was covered. Okay.
But not a call-in fee this year.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Anybody got any other business? I do want to say, you know, it's been a busy week this past week, and it just happened like a week ago, but just for your information, that wastewater superintendent Scott Rainey is retiring on the 29th of this month. He was planning on retiring at the end of the year. He has some family situations coming up. He has some health things he's concerned. So he moved it up to the 29th. I was going to reach out to you. I knew this meeting was coming. He's still finishing up this week. He's not working. He's taking his vacation time, but he's busy. He's answering emails and stuff like that if we need him. And he said at the meeting that he'll be available for us if we need to reach out to him in the future for questions and stuff. But he is going to officially be retiring the 29th of October. So I just want to put that out there to you guys. So I was, you know, being a department head, it's a little different than a regular employee.
So do you have a person?
No, no. The problem is it's a class 3 position. Oh, we need a class 3 position. We don't have to have a class 3 in that spot, but he's a class 3 operator, and we don't have another class 3. So we're going to post it. There's a website with the water, I forget the exact address. Post it on that website, see if we can get any applicants that is class 3 that would fit in that category. We have a couple class 2s out there, and we have the possibility of those class 2s take their certification to get class 3, but that takes a little bit of time. In the meantime, we got Midwestern engineers doing the work for us, acting like our Class 3 operator for us. So, yeah, we're working on that. Tomorrow, we're gonna post it on that website, and that was suggested by Midwestern Richard Birch, and we had another individual originally from here thought that'd be a good website to post to see if we can get any applicants, since it's a specialty type spot.
Right, it is.
Yes. So we're working on that. It's been, quite a busy week this week. Any other questions, comments? Yes.
I had a gentleman on McCormick.
I got something else I want to tell you too.
I said something to you about it the other night.
Point to me or him?
You.
Okay, all right.
I went by there, I didn't see no cars, it's 1711 McCormick. The guy said he's called in numerous times about junk in the backyard. And he thinks it's not getting taken care of. I told him I'd bring it up and have you look at it.
I'm not sure, with code, I'm not sure if we sent letters out on that property or
I
not,
told
so.
him, tried to explain that things take time, it doesn't happen overnight.
Hmm. Yeah, you have to give them time too.
And we may have a letter out there already.
Yeah. Brett would
I'll
know.
just check it.
Yeah.
I'll check it.
And I also want to, from the last meeting, I want to let you know that since the last meeting you asked about the striping on Highway 50 to the east, and I contacted Brian, and then we contacted John, and we found out that the next project should pay for that striping. So we contacted Road Safe, and Road Safe's got us on their schedule, and they think they still can do it here before the weather gets bad, because it's a lot of striping, and they can do it easier than our striping and our people. So we're on their schedule, so they're going to get it done hopefully real soon and get that striped. And then the project is going to pay for it. Because I feel like it's it's part of the project. I mean, we got a delay now for 14 months, and that's a long period of time for the next part of the project.
Have they started doing stuff on the Bedford Road thing?
Yes, we've done some, and we've done a lot, but our intention is, we're going to see how it goes. I'm not saying this is all we're doing, but we've got a heavy rain yesterday and last night, and John checked on it this morning. It's doing a lot better. A lot of different events that we had this problem, and I think this is going to take care of a lot of it. If it takes care of it and everybody's happy, if we're happy and they're happy, we'll stop. But if not, we might, the rest of it might have to be put off till spring, depending on the weather. Yeah. So we're trying to work through it.
Well, I'm getting the other, why is the city doing it?
Well, it is water runoff. It is runoff on the road.
So I don't know if we need to, in the process, have maybe some notes put on some doors and explain, I don't know.
Well,
If we get it in the paper, why we're doing, I don't know.
this particular one,
But, it's kind of one of those.
it is stormwater.
If you don't.
And some people might not think it's stormwater, but, it is, and that ditch line, and,
Yeah, just to kind of give you a recap of the project, a couple months ago, Chris and I, when it would rain, we'd go out there, and we still feel like there's some type of stormwater pipe on the 21st Street side, heading north. There's a lot of water that kind of comes over the crest of the hill. There is a storm drain across the road in the corner that was really plugged up, and a lot of that water slingshots around the north side of the Bedford corner. But we replaced the two culverts there that border Bedford. We did find two pipes basically sitting on top of each other. The first one was an 8-inch clay, so that's been there forever. And then on top of that was a 15-inch stainless, or not stainless, but a 15-inch steel culvert, plumb full, and it was down in the ground a good ways. And so, shooting grade and everything, where the end of the pipe is on the west side of Nancy's property, it basically continues the grade out through the front yard. We don't have the best angle, but it does allow for water movement based on the elevation. So, our goal is to get that water to come down off of 21st, around the corner and out into that front yard and kind of dissipate itself. And we brought up that front yard hole to where now it's higher than the driveway, to keep some of that water out into that front yard more. And then we just basically kind of started adding dirt, back dragging through that middle alleyway. And this morning I had 1.5 inches of my rain gauge. None of the straw moved. It all, so, we weren't out there when it was actually raining, but we'll catch it and see. And I saw maybe one small puddle about, the size of your paper, but it was in one of our little tracks that we couldn't get out the other day. So we feel a lot better than what we did 2 months ago. And I think I was out there about 8 o'clock this morning, once it got daylight.
The way I understand it, before I got in office, the people that lived there, even before this person lived there was complaints about this property and this situation. And Councilman Lunsford brought it up last year. We started looking into it, and like I say, we feel like it is a stormwater problem that causes her problems. So we're just trying to
And
correct.
that's why I brought it up. I tried to explain it, and I don't think I got it across.
It's hard to explain
If
to
it
who.
would have been the electrical side, I might have been able to give them.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but we had this, and it's been going on for a while.
It would get out, and maybe they could.
Well,
In there on the other side, I don't know, I think
Yeah.
you've heard me talk about it before, but the culvert on the other side of the road drains directly onto our property. Which
onto,
by today's standards is illegal, but it's grandfathered in, but, so when all that floods in, there's no room for the rest coming off the road.
yeah, comes across Bedford Road into her property.
Yeah, it's just-
So,
Thank you, John.
we try to help, I mean, when we can, and it's
And
just,
so far, it's been fairly
Yeah.
cheap and.
normally most of our things we do is clean out ditch lines, and do things like that in properties, but, and we didn't feel like we need to do that because this is the ditch line's still gonna do its job.
We are still waiting on 2 inlets, one on each side of the culvert. The pipe was in stock, the inlets were not, so those will be as soon as they come in, we'll get them and feather that all in as well, but those are on back order.
Okay.
You want to remind everybody about the Halloween?
Yes, Halloween safe stops, the 31st, 5 to 8 at the city park, a drive-through. I opened it up, I did it for intentions of having it for our departments, originally. Thought it'd be a good thing, a safe thing for the fire, police, and whoever other departments in the city wanted to do this, and then we opened it up, and we ended up getting a total of 19 organizations, and counting the city. And I didn't dream about it and people jumping on board like they did, but everybody came out. We talked about last year when COVID was going on that this might be a good way of doing it and be a safer way of doing it for the community. So we had good response. I'm glad. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll adjust it for next year. We think maybe this might be the new norm. I don't know.
Would you happen to have any flyers we could download or anything?
We do have, yes, we do have flyers.
The city Facebook page, the park Facebook page has a flyer. Yeah, if you look on there,
Yeah.
you can probably download that one, the flyer.
If not, we probably can get that to you. We have.
If I can download it.
Yeah. So it's, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, the people came up there and everybody was close, real close, with the kids and the firemen, and, it was real tight, and traffic was tough on, West Walnut, and I was always worried about someone getting hit down there, getting in and out of the cars. So we thought we'd try this and see how it works. I think it'll be okay. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I was gonna remind you?
ATV meeting.
Yes, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we have, the RTV, forum, public forum at the community building. We have asked people that come out and express their opinions, and, hopefully most of the council can make it, and we'll listen to them, and you guys can, use that to make your judgment on, what they've, requested for our TVs to be on the city streets.
They have microphone stuff out there, right?
Yes, I'll make sure we can, get in that closet and get what we need there. Yes, they have all in that closet.
I had a message earlier, someone wanting to know what they're doing on Troy Road, what they're doing to Troy Road starting the 26th.
Okay, I looked into that myself. I took a drive myself. I had that call in our office and a couple of times, and actually the street department, Kathy at the street department had that call. She was wondering, so I went out there. They put the sign there on Troy and 57, but the actual work, huh?
You want me to tell you what it is?
Well, yeah, I found out what it is.
48-inch pipe
Yes.
replacement at their front of Crane Credit Union, or not Crane, Farmers.
Farmers.
Now the
Oh,
church
way
has-
out there?
Credit
Yes.
service.
And they're closing it on
No, they're just closing it
Closing,
from
telling
the,
the signs, traffic's diverted.
yeah, the driveway at the church to, the bypass. That one little
Oh.
there's just
Well,
one,
thank God, because every time I go there, I think, what way am I going?
so I went out there and seen, that's where they're closing it at, but they put I guess they felt like they need to put it there at Troy and 57 to warn maybe
The big trucks.
bigger trucks.
Oh, true, yeah.
Because once they get on there, they can't really turn on Donaldson very well, and
Well, that's great. Thank you.
so just probably about a block and a half, 2 blocks of city distance is all that's gonna be closed. So I went and checked it out today, so that's what it is. Everybody else can,
That's excellent.
My only other thing is just following up with the letter we received from the Humphreys case. Is there any news on that, or is that something we talk about later? I had one addressed.
you did.
Yeah.
I didn't
I didn't get anything.
get nothing.
I don't have it.
I didn't get anything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, really.
Maybe they're just after
I
you.
got it a month ago, and all of our names are listed on the case.
We had,
From his attorney.
we had that,
Not from Humphreys, but from the lady.
The Brown.
oh, I didn't get, I haven't seen anything.
I haven't
Marcella?
seen anything recently. I mean, there was one sometime back.
Originally,
A while back.
Yeah.
originally.
Oh, yeah, I got,
Yeah, it was a tort.
Yeah, about
claim.
When I was
much,
cleaning up the
notice.
thing, I saw it and I just.
We turned it
so
over to our
nothing-
insurance, right?
Yeah,
Tim?
yes, and that's just a tort claims notice. If there's any chance that they are gonna sue you, they have to send that out within 6 months, so.
Gotcha,
Okay.
I was just following up with.
Yeah, don't have any new news on that.
Okay.
Hopefully the insurance company will get it settled up.
Right.
I guess people are just gonna talk really loud tomorrow, cause I just got a message that, it's broke out there and it's in the budget for next year, so,
Wasn't aware it was
So-
broke,
yeah.
because we used it at,
They said it was,
United Way when we had our day of caring, we used it.
he said it just broke.
Okay, well, and we just.
He must
found
be
out.
listening to the meeting.
Must be, but we know, hey, somebody's listening, yeah, good.
There's at least one watching.
My wife had a class reunion out there.
Well, I think, I don't know,
They can just
we'll
talk
see
loud.
what kind of crowd we get, we'll just,
We have our personal counsel. So I can bring it out
we'll adapt.
tomorrow.
I think we'll be okay. You know, okay, anything else for the audience, for the council, anybody? I'll go around and Councilman Gress, you got anything? Councilman Shorter, you got anything?
The high school band finished second
Yes,
place in the
yes,
state,
yes,
a marching band.
yes. Yeah, I got a couple of calls when they practiced early that last morning. They wanted.
5:30.
Yeah, someone asked me what time the noise ordinance started, and but I told them. I said, "Hey," I said they're practicing for the state today. They're going to the state, and so they got second. It was very nice.
That police escort was so nice. I mean, there were all kinds of vehicles. that
Really?
were-
That's cool.
Well, they didn't, yeah, and sometimes they don't get that out to my office, and letting us know.
If I saw the vehicles, I thought, are they having a training up there today? What are all the-
I didn't
and I
know,
saw the
but-
band bus, I thought, oh.
But it's good. I know I've seen them many times practicing very hard, during the year.
Right.
So it's good that they did.
Do you think we need to review the noise ordinance? You think we're good?
Someone wanted to know. I told them it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it was about 6 and I said it started at 6 o'clock.
All right.
So
Did you tell them not to practice on West Walnut?
yeah, yeah,
So they started a little before 6.
yeah. It was about 5:30. Someone
heard
said.
Yeah, I heard.
I did hear it. Yeah. Anything else, Ken? Alan, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Tim?
Just real briefly, I'm gonna mention that, I don't know, a couple meetings ago, something made its way to me regarding the national opioid litigation, settlement, potential settlement through the bankruptcy courts, et cetera. And I just wanna let y'all know that I went ahead and got us registered. If there is any settlement, we may be getting something out of that, so.
Good.
Okay. Council Hampton, Council Ends.
Well, I've said quite a bit. The
Uh,
stripes look good on Main Street.
yeah, well, I asked the
Is
street
the
department, I
building
appreciate
coming
this.
down too?
Pardon?
Is the building coming down?
It's actually supposed to start, Wednesday, this Wednesday, as they're supposed to start demo.
What building?
The old Hayes building, Napa building.
Oh, that,
And then they'll take care of the old laundry platform.
Foundation.
Who's doing it?
Don got it.
Don?
Yes, yes, we had, I think, yes. Don got it,
He can handle it,
yeah. Starting 27th, along with the road out there in Troy.
They're just gonna keep working towards.
Anita won't know where to drive.
right.
Do they have dates, like what, for the,
Demo?
like the stay, the whole shebang?
Oh, yeah, I'll get that too. We got that laid out. Of course, the funding's not completely done, so if you want to donate to the fund,
Right.
you know, you can. But no, we have drawings, yes. It's pretty well been laid out. It's changed some during the thing, but economic development is behind that. City and county's both behind with it, but they're taking the lead on it. Okay. You got anything, Darren, other than that?
No, I'm good.
But your brother did reach out to me, and I reached back to him about, I followed him the last 2 years, and he did great on his venture he does with the bodybuilding. Beth, you got anything?
No, I don't, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Hearing none, this meeting's adjourned. Board of Public Works and Safety in 5 minutes. Let's call this meeting to order. Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, October 25th, 2021. First thing on the agenda, approval of minutes of the October 11th regular meeting that was sent forth to you guys, to this committee.
I will make a motion to approve those.
Councilwoman Ash makes a motion to approve the minutes, and I'll second that. And, discussion approval of claims submitted tonight also that was sent from the council for approval.
I move we approve the claims as
Okay,
submitted.
Councilwoman Ash makes a motion to approve the claims, and I second that. And then we have open bids received on demolition and removal of all the structures from the premises of the following locations in Washington, Indiana. We have 4 of them, and I'll just let Tim say when we open them.
We'll start out with 406 Northwest Second Street. And this is a bid from, I believe it was Robinson Excavating out of Vincennes. Yep. All right, demolition of existing structure at 406 Northwest Second Street, demolition of all structures and haul off debris. Robinson Excavation will not be responsible for any asbestos abatement on any existing structures. Robinson will send seed and straw demolition site when completed. The bid is $7,825. There is a certificate of liability insurance in here, as well as a properly executed non-collusion affidavit. So $78.25.
Okay.
And then the second bid on that property is from Rex Grass and Son. Let's see, estimate to demo and remove all structures for the premises known as 406 Northwest Second Street, machine, labor, and material to demo, remove seed and straw. The bid is for $11,000, and there is a non-collusion, properly executed non-collusion affidavit included. That bid. So that's $11,000. So that's the 2 bids on 406 Northwest Second.
Okay.
And the next one is for 1502 Vincennes Avenue. Again, Robinson Excavating out of Vincennes. Let me take a minute, stab myself in this. Okay, so yeah, same language basically. The bid is for $7,220. Properly executed non-collusion affidavit and the certificate of liability insurance included. And then the other bid on 1502 Vincennes is from Rex Grass and Sons. Total bid is for $4,900. And it does contain a properly executed non-collusion affidavit.
Okay.
And the third property is 312 Cable Avenue. This is also from Robinson Excavation out of Vincennes. Same language. The bid is for $6,200. Also contains the certificate of liability insurance and a properly executed non-collusion affidavit. So the bid is for $6,200. And then a second bidder for that same property on 312 Cable Avenue. It's from Rex Grass and Sons. Same language as the other proposals, $5,400. So Rex Grass and Sons bid is for $5,400. And the final property then is 709 Southeast Third. Looks like we have the same two bidders. Robinson Excavation. Bid is for $3,800. Contains a certificate of liability insurance and a properly executed non-collusion affidavit. So that bid is for $3,800. And then the other bid on that property from Express and Sons is for a total of $2,300. And it also contains a properly executed non-collusion affidavit. So that bid is for $2,300.
Okay. Jonathan, on that first one, we need to, we need to talk to them people on what we talked about today on that, having that basement in there.
And we did.
Okay.
The gentleman and I, we
Okay.
talked about the exact same thing.
Okay.
As I did with Gress's the other day.
Okay.
Both were comparative in our discussions.
Okay.
On that one for sure, but.
Okay. Because I don't think it comes into play on any of the others.
No, it should not.
But that's the only one.
Right.
Okay.
I'll just let Jonathan look at them and.
Yeah, we turn them over to Jonathan, make sure to review them and get back with us with his recommendation. Make sure they're in line with the proposed specs. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. All right. We'll take these under advisement. And last on the thing, a discussion approval of low-income housing water assistance program, MOA, through the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. Do we need to read this? Or,
No.
This is just something that came up just recently, real quick. We just found out, I found out about today, Bess also. It's got a November 1st deadline, and Stacy's the one that, we referred it to, and, it'd be through PACE for our organization. I think, like I said, Beth, I think we'd have to, any kind of, we've done in the past. We're gonna check with Michelle Carrico and tomorrow and see what's going on and see what, what we need to do compared to some of the other ones we've had with PACE, because we've had to get, in the past, we've got SIDC to administer some of these.
Pace?
Yeah, for PACE, for us.
No, not for this.
For SI, well, maybe not for this particular, but we want to make sure we don't need them. Do you? You know more about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this has nothing to do
Okay.
No.
with that.
But it does have to do
Through,
with PACE.
Yes.
This is through IHC.
Okay,
Yeah.
the authority.
So we're basically, the housing, but it has nothing to do with that.
Okay,
It's just from
okay.
The state funds.
Okay,
So basically, it's like our energy assistance program where we get pledges
Okay.
every year. This year, they're doing it so it's EAP and WAP, so Water Assistance Program.
okay,
It's similar, but Water Assistance Program is just for the arrears on account. They will not do a credit, and it is not included in our moratorium that lasts from November 1st to March 15th. So if they pay their arrears and the following month they become past due, we can still turn off their utility, or their water. They can either apply for water, they can apply for electric, or they can apply for both. But once they apply, they cannot go back and apply again. So
okay,
it's kind of a one and done, where EAP, they have a credit. Some people never pay an electric bill because their EAP funding is that much. Water is just for, it's more of a crisis. We'll make sure we can get them up to date and
okay.
during that moratorium form, it's
Yeah.
just
And this agreement is just for us to participate in this.
that we can
Right.
participate and receive the funding.
Okay,
PACE is just the administrator of it.
okay, okay,
Okay.
kinda like what we've done in the past, what I was talking about, but it's just,
With
yeah.
energy assistance,
Yes.
the money comes through PACE. Then
Okay.
people go to PACE to apply for it. So they would go to PACE to apply for the
Okay.
water assistance.
Okay,
SIDC has nothing to do with
okay.
that.
Okay.
Well, we didn't, don't,
Indiana Housing, and I thought,
No.
okay, very good.
got it.
That's even better yet.
This is just for Stacy to be able to sign the agreement. is all.
Yes,
And
yes,
for Beth, it's also, you know how we get those transmittals and then they send you, or they direct deposit that? It'll be two separate. So if they get water and electric, it'll be two separate fundings.
Okay.
It's not gonna be one funding.
Okay.
So they just have a lot of money. I mean, with EAP, they have ARPA money too, which we've discussed. So they have, our EAP funding is actually gonna come out of 4 buckets, this year, so.
yeah,
Yippee.
very good, yeah, there's a lot of assistance, I mean, this is just a service, you know, for us to
But the
provide.
good thing is there's not a moratorium. I mean, not
Yeah.
good for us, not good for the customer, but, because we use that leverage when they don't pay their electric and they think that, when they get energy assistance, they think they don't have to pay anything. We're like, you still have trash, sewer, water. So we kinda use that, we can shut off your water if you don't pay your bill.
Yeah.
So we can still do that with this.
Okay. Yeah, but it's, so,
The only
yeah,
thing that kind of worries me is we already have people already that say we can't do that because they received energy assistance. And now it's gonna be, well, we see water assistance, it's just PACE, they have to be the ones to explain to them up front. This does not keep you safe from getting your water utility shut off. So, but since we're implementing the new call program,
yeah,
hopefully that will,
Help.
help,
yes. And that starts this Thursday, by the way. so.
okay, very good. Okay, any other questions on this? I'll make a motion to enter in this agreement,
I'll second that.
and Councilwoman Ash seconds. Okay, very good, I appreciate it, I mean, it just came out and it hit, and I really didn't get a chance to look at it much today, and, I'm glad you're on top of it.
I didn't read it at all, so I'm shiz too.
Yeah. Well, and they sent it to Beth, like EAP, the way they
Yeah.
sent that information to me, they sent it to Beth this time, which I knew a little bit about it, and then Brad from Pace last week kind of explained it to me.
Okay.
I've been waiting for it. They sent it to you, so, hey, we got it, that's all. that-
Very good, I
I
appreciate
had the sense to send it back to you, so, and didn't think it was junk mail.
Okay, all right, anything else? Anybody got anything for the Board of Works out there in the audience? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you.